only hear your saliva moving in your mouth. Anyways, guys, we're back with a essay reading video. I have Shweta, as always. I think she's become a channel regular.
We give the people what they want, right? And it's pretty clear the people want me.
I am also going to college. I'm going to the University of Texas at Austin. I'm really excited to go there.
It's really impressive that you got into UT Austin, upstate.
Thanks.
So,
that's really
props
cute.
to you. Also, very, very exciting news, guys. I got a sponsorship from College Advisor, and it's this amazing college advising organization. They'll help you on your application, they'll help you write your essays, they'll tell you all the ins and outs of applying to college. This advice is coming from experts, like people who have been through the process before and they've applied to Ivy League schools, UC schools, top 20s, whatever, and they've gotten in. So you know that their advice is legit. And I'm also gonna link my link in the description box, so if you wanna check them out, please do. They're amazing, they're really helpful, and yeah, you won't regret it. Okay, so I think we should start with my personal statement. And this is the one that Shweta read. Actually, I've read like most of my essays to Shweta. So this essay was just a little bit personal, but I tried to tie it in a little bit with how like my pursuit of STEM gave me a different insight into who I am as a person and like made me find myself, so to speak. So this one I called Under the Microscope. My mother likes to tell me I'm too in tune with my body. We visited the doctor on numerous occasions for health concerns that turned out not to be concerns at all, simply figments of my paranoia. I complained of a strange pitter-patter in my chest. Doctor concluded I was feeling my own heartbeat. I discovered a hard lump in my torso. Doctor explained it was a protrusion of my rib. Both times, my mother drove me home, shaking her head and grumbling for the wasted doctor's visit, while I sat quietly in the back seat, pressing my fingers to my chest, my ribs, checking to make sure the doctor was right. Over the years, I would continue to scrupulously examine myself, eventually discovering the dissimilarities that drove a rift between me and the conventional American standard of beauty. My thumbs, wide, short, and stubby, okay, I feel like maybe we need a little bit of context here. My thumbs are actually like weird. I don't know if anybody...
Toes. Just toe thumbs.
You know, I can't type. It's a thing. I can't type normally. Like, you know how people like text with their thumbs? I can't. My thumbs are literally too fat. So I text with my... I text with my pointer fingers. Anyways...
I didn't know that about you.
Really?
Cute.
I feel like we've established that. Anyways, my thumbs, wide, short, and stubby, became the subject of several years of lighthearted teasing amongst my friends. My spine is a personal gift from my father. Like him, if I fold at the hips and bend down, my spine rises up from beneath my skin like a bony arch. And yes, the doctor ruled it perfectly normal. And of course, the usual superficial plights. A nose I deemed too large to be proportionate to the rest of my face. Eyes made smaller by the epicanthic folds seen in the majority of the East Asian population. Cheeks round like the balls that my mother so carefully crafts. But one Christmas, my parents gifted me a microscope. And in the following weeks, nothing in the house was safe from me and my curiosity. I examined anything and everything under that microscope. Hair, onion slices, pond water, my unassuming sister's pinky finger. I cannot articulate exactly what kind of thrill inundated me as I peered through those lenses, fingers poised over the knobs, absorbing every glorious, magnified image. I suppose it was wonder in its purest form. This world under the microscope, swimming with infinitesimal organisms and funny-looking squiggles and textured in ways I never could have fathomed. This world was incredible. Fast forward a few years, and I'd begun my internship at OHSU's Neck Cancer Research Institute. I'd grown out of that little microscope long ago. There, I studied the tumor microenvironment with a specific focus on how microRNA impacts tumor responses to immunotherapies. My time spent in the lab felt like a fever dream. There was equipment for everything, from sterile hoods to state-of-the-art centrifuges, and the microscopes. The microscopes! The attention to detail I'd once used to criticize my own face, my own body, had now become the instrument by which I could differentiate cancerous cells, thriving growth, and apoptosis. It struck me that perhaps this is why I study biology. It is beautiful in its objectivity, in its fact, in its certainty. It is beautiful in that life may take hundreds of thousands of different forms. But dive deeper, deconstruct it to its barest components, and everything is the same. Everything at the cellular level is only a conglomeration of molecules and atoms. Chemical combinations evolved over millennia to serve the specific purposes they serve now. I would later discover that my clubbed thumbs are a fairly common condition called brachydactyly, that the way my eyelids fold once protected my ancestors from sand and snow, that my wide, flat nose was once ideal for breathing in humid air. I no longer wish for a physical appearance that isn't mine, nor do I spend valuable time and energy pinching my skin in the mirror, searching for something wrong with me. I am living, and that is beautiful. So instead, I turn my meticulous eye to the microscope, to reason, to science, to life. Woo! I actually really liked this essay. I felt like it was very personal, very close to home. I thought it communicated well some of my personal struggles, but also how my love for STEM kind of helped me overcome that. Yeah.
I liked it because I like how, like you said, it was personal, but it still includes that sort of what about you could be important to the university, because the university, obviously wants to know that you're a good person and your background and stuff, but it's nice to add that little bit of, here's also what I do, and it's pretty cool.
Pretty cool. So this one I also particularly liked. The prompt was, what is something about yourself that is essential to understanding you? Okay, 250 words. My favorite party trick to play on the guitar are harmonics. A harmonic is an integer multiple of the fundamental frequency of a vibrating object. In this case, a guitar string. When a string is plucked, harmonics are always present. You just can't hear them beneath the sound of the fundamental note. However, it only takes the lightest, whispering touch of your finger against the string, don't press down, to produce an artificial harmonic, isolating a clear, piping note from the fundamental and other overtones. The sound shines, twinkling, magical, and unforgettable. I hear harmonics everywhere, outside the realm of music. I hear a B above E when a brave hand is raised amidst a silent classroom, venturing to answer the question that the rest of the students could not. I hear an A above D when a single plate of cells thrives amongst a collection of failed trials. I hear an E above A when a young girl throws herself in front of a black protester, shielding him from the advancing barricade of police. In my head, these harmonics sound just as pure as if they had been played on the guitar. But the difference is, a real harmonic is physical, tangible. It makes an impact. I chase life in search of the perfect harmonic, in search of victory and divergence. The idea that I can find my own harmonic someday, whether through my pursuit of science, service, or social justice, inspires me to be one among many. Yeah, that one I really liked a lot, also because I feel like I was able to include a little bit of my music background in there, but then also tie it into my fundamental core values: science, service, and social justice. The three S's.
I actually haven't heard your Carnegie Mellon essay.
Okay, so I'll read that one. I don't know how I feel about this one. Okay. This one had the prompt, many students pursue college for a specific degree, career opportunity, or personal goal. Whichever it may be, learning will be critical to achieve your ultimate goal. As you think ahead to the process of learning during your college years, how will you define a successful college experience? So that one's already kind of a tricky question. How will you, what? So I tried to tweak it a little bit into a why Carnegie Mellon essay. I don't even know what I was doing, so I'll just read it. Okay. Guitar is a magnificent instrument in that its versatility knows no bounds. Strum one way and you have a folk song, while fingerpicking another way produces a sultry malagueña. At first, I began studying classical music, but found the curriculum too limited. I adore a novel challenge. So I expanded my horizons. I purchased a ukulele and perfected Jake Shimabukuro's adaptation of Bohemian Rhapsody. I arranged several modern pop pieces in the style of Sung Ha Jung, whose distinct guitar finger-picking technique I've been emulating for years. Most recently, I've begun creating my own songs through GarageBand. It's exhilarating to produce tracks of your own design, to marvel at the work that is completely, truly yours. I've realized from my many years playing music that I push myself when I sense I'm getting too comfortable with routine, and that I deeply cherish creation and innovation. I learn purely to improve, to explore, to see just how far I can go. As a result, the experimental, immersive way I learn music translates to every other aspect of my life. At CMU, courses such as Basic Science to Modern Medicine and Cancer Biology provide a plethora of novel learning opportunities that I can't wait to seize. I also want to support Dr. Javier Lopez's research on pre-mRNA splicing and its effects on cancer development, building on my experience studying mRNA and tumor angiogenesis. Outside of the laboratory, I'd love to join Big Straw magazine, combining my pride for my Asian heritage and hunger for creative expression. I may even join the CMU MMA club to expand my skills beyond Taekwondo. Attending CMU encapsulates everything that will make my time in college worthwhile, from chasing my scientific passions to pursuing new challenges to
Tickling your what?
to tickling my fancy for creativity.
Appropriate.
To tickling my fancy for creativity. The possibilities, endless.
That was really cute. One thing I want to point out to the viewers out there was how specific you are. That's so good. The specificity is really good.
Specificity, that's a cool word. Yeah, but do you see what I mean? Like, the prompt was, how will you define a successful college experience? And then I turned it into kind of a suck-up essay, literally just like Carnegie Mellon, like, take me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it answered the prompt, but it didn't answer the prompt, but it answered the prompt. I don't know. There must have been something about this essay, because I did get into CMU, so I don't know. Take that one with a grain of salt. I have no idea. But yeah, but if you're looking to write a why college essay, then specificity, like Shweta said, is important. Beyond what has already been shared in your application, what do you believe makes you stand out as a strong candidate for admissions to the University of California? So this one, as you can see, is a little bit more open-ended. I took the prompt and I ran with it. So, I am a certified speaker of the walls. I must preface this by asserting that talking to walls was never something I imagined doing regularly. My younger sister is a frequent wall talker, head in the clouds and overflowing with imagination. She finds the beige sheets of plaster to be better listeners for her made-up stories than regular people. That's true. She talks to walls. And I'm not making any of this up. She actually makes up stories in her head and then tells it to the wall.
It's cute.
You said it was weird.
No. Sydney, if you're watching this, cute was what I said. I said it was really, really cute and that I loved it.
I'd often find her stationed at the wall by the foot of the stairs, her favorite haunt, bouncing ever so slightly on her toes as she spoke, and I'd shake my head. Silly girl. Ugh. I actually don't like this essay. Oh.
Girl. Yo.
Oh, how times have changed. Most wall talkers can be found at one convention and one convention only, a speech and debate tournament. I devoted the majority of my weekends at competitions where I'd locate the perfect wall before rounds to practice, isolated from my fellow wall speakers. I could concentrate, then, on delivering my speech to the best of my ability, complete with vocal inflection, hand gestures, and movement, to the ever-attentive wall before me. I soon realized that there was something oddly comforting about looking around to find the walls of the tournament establishment entirely occupied by speakers. I'm going to insert a picture here, so those of you who don't do speech and debate, you'll know what I'm talking about. Speech is performative by nature, and no two speeches are the same. So perhaps you'd glance about and see a duo boy and his partner mimicking a fight in front of their wall, a dramatic interp girl wailing at hers. Of course, you couldn't know exactly what the speakers tell their walls. For that, you'd have to hope you were both assigned to the same round, and then you could listen. I come from a family of wall talkers. We're truly a spectacular, peculiar bunch. In hundreds of rounds over my speech career, I've heard a myriad of speeches connected with countless speakers harboring incredible passions. We find common ground in the strangest things. Ducks, toilets, cowboys. Now, wherever I go, I carry with me the inquisitive, outspoken disposition of a wall talker. I long to know the stories behind the faces I meet. I want to hear what they tell their walls, to foster unity through our narratives, and someday create new stories together. That one's a cute one. That one's a cute one. I hate how I started, but the meat is cute.
Girl! Hey, girl.
All the comments telling me to be a voice actor, Shweta is really the hidden gem.
No, all you guys being like, oh my gosh, your voice is so beautiful. Your voice that's her fake voice.
It's not a fake voice. It's like...
No, literally, this is what she sounds like. She'll be like, Shweta, get ready. Hi, it's Sophie. And she'll cut out the Shweta get ready part, but she won't cut out the hi part. Literally, she doesn't sound like that. She sounds like a hag.
Shweta's actually really right. Listen, guys, listen. Not that I've been deceiving you, not that I've been lying to you, because I really don't try to, like, change my voice, you know, when I talk. But I've noticed that actually when I'm, like, in front of the camera, or, like, if I'm, like, talking to an adult or something, or, like, an important interviewer, my voice just lowers. But I've been known for having a high voice.
Shrill voice.
Yeah, a really high, annoying voice. My normal speaking voice is actually...
It's so weird to read your comments being like, oh my god, be a voice actor. I'll be like, who wants to hear her voice?
No, genuinely.
You want me,
I want you, baby.
my sugar boo,
I'm levitating.
the Milky Way.
We're renegading. Yeah. For your essays, it's probably a good idea to talk about like your extracurriculars and elaborate more on them and how they were important to you and your development as a person. But more than that, really just stay true to yourself. When you're writing these essays, try and focus on what makes you unique and what makes you you. And the editing process is going to be really important. Try and run your essays through as many people as you can for different inputs.
This is kind of general. This could be taken as general advice. Is just start early, because you don't really know what you're doing when you're writing an essay until you start writing your essay and you start making drafts. Like, I'm sure Sophie would agree, by like the 7th or 8th college I had applied to, the essays came to me really naturally and they were really smooth and they were a lot better than my earlier essays. But UT Austin was actually the first college I applied to, but surprisingly, my essay came out good. But I had started in the summer writing my essays in drafts. In my first draft,
You did? You did?
Yeah, I started in the summer.
No way.
That's how I wrote a good essay for UT Austin.
Okay, listen, that's definitely something I wish I would have done, because I did get a comment that was like if Stanford was your dream school, like strategically it would have been smarter to apply REA and increase your chances of getting in. But because I started literally writing my essays in October, fatal mistake, don't do that. Then I didn't have enough time to really like hone in on my essays and make sure that they were the best work that I could possibly produce. And so because of that, I didn't feel confident submitting my essays early to Stanford. All that is to say, I could have applied to Stanford REA if I'd started my essays earlier. And then maybe I would have had a higher chance of getting in. Big mistake, don't do that. Start your essays early. It is 1:38 a.m. Wowza, it's been a while. Shweta and I are gonna go hit the hay, so to speak. And with that, guys, I think that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the support as always, the beautiful, nice comments. Me and Shweta are so happy and so blessed. Have a great night, everyone. And we'll see you all.
Goodbye from my family to yours.